Hey, this is Eric with Eric's Barbecue and More, and today we're going to do a pork loin smoked on our old country Pecos. You're in for a treat. It's wintertime here in Kentucky, and I've been cooped up and I'm ready to smoke some meat. And we're at the lake. As you can see, water is down in winter pool, leaves are off the trees, but it is a beautiful view nonetheless. So stay with me. We're going to do a pork loin. Alright, so prep wise, we're just going to pat this dry, and I've got a rub that I had in the cabinet. I was looking for something that had a little bit of sugar in it for this pork, so this one has the sugar in it. None of my other ones did, so we're going to try it, rub it down, and get it on the smoker. All right, while we wait for our charcoal to catch and get good and white, hot, we're going to go ahead and cut some wood. I've got a load of ash logs that we cut down from a tree down there, and I've got to split those up, get those seasonings so that we can make those smoking wood for a future date. Let's do it. This is my wood pile. There are many like it, but this one is mine. So I've never smoked ash wood before, but from what I understand, it burns a little bit quick. It's still a hardwood, so should be good. If it gets good and dry, then I'll use it. I've still got a lot of cherry left, but it'd be kind of nice to supplement a little bit of this stuff. Also buried in here is some apple wood. Come over to the other side. I'll show you that. So that top row right there is all apple. So I'm hoping to get it good and dry, and I'll be set for a long time as far as wood goes. Got a bit of a supply going. Pretty happy with. Alright, so our coals are nice and hot. Actually probably a little bit too far, but that's okay. We'll dump them in here and get this thing fired up. Alright, internal temps 250. Smoke's still a little dirty, so I'm not going to put it on just yet. Trip our fire. Fire is, as the Germans would say, guten Gott. So it's caught on really good. I added some smaller logs or sticks to get that big log I put in there. I wouldn't recommend putting a big log in right off the bat. But as you can see, our smoke is turning blue, so we're just about there. I think I'll go get the pork loin. According to my temperature probe, it's 63 outside. Of course, this is right by the fire, so I think it's in the 50s. Pretty cool. Alright, so next you'll see me putting the meat on. Alright, one of the great things about the old country Pecos is that we have this little side burner here. So we'll open up. What we're going to do is sear the outside of this pork loin. I'm going to attempt to do it without dropping it. I'm going to try not to sniff too much with this cold weather and the smoke. But I want to get a good sear on all sides of this thing. This is real cooking with a fire. This is man stuff. some wind going. Now this will get my wood going pretty good. I'm gonna have to watch my pit temp, so I'm gonna try to keep this thing at 225, but I have a feeling it's gonna be up there initially. So we're just trying to get a sear on each side. I'm gonna get these ends if I can. Sniffle, dang it. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Those little crispies on the outside is going to give it a lot of flavor once it's done smoking and cooking. Kind of sear it, seal it all in good. I did off camera. You'll see there is water in the water box. I filled that up. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll put that right about there. Silence that thing. Close her off. And I'm going to stick a probe as close into the center as I can. And we're going to watch that, get that up to 140 internal temp. 145 is what I'm shooting for finished, so it'll cook a little bit once it's off. So I'm going to close this down and probably won't check it until it's done. Well, I might check it, who knows. Alright, according to the ready check, we're at 142 degrees. Pit temp's gotten down to 216. Hope y'all can see that. I got the camera mounted on the ball cap. So let's check her out. Ooh. Look at the bark on that. That looks good. All right, I'm going to probe around a little bit. See where we actually are. 141 on the button. Got 138 and 140. 6. Right at 139. 38. Hot. 39. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. Crank the heat up a little bit as the pit temps dropped. Excuse my sniffle. It's right about there, so I'm just gonna get these coals. That ought to get her going a little bit. Yeah, got us a fire now. That'll get our pit temp up just a hair, and we'll keep monitoring our pork loin. Get it right at that 140 internal temp, and we'll be really good. Oh, pretty. All right. We got her up to 144 according to the ready check. We're going to take the old Thermopin MK4. Highly recommend getting one of those if you don't have one. It's 37 degrees out here right now. Let's check it again. Man, it looks good. 141. 148. Right at 140. I think we're good. 143. We're good. We're going to pull her off. And I can take probe out. Don't drop it. Man, that looks good. Get this in the house. Let her rest for about, I don't know, 30 minutes, as long as I can take it. We'll be good to go. Look at that thing. Good God, that looks good. Alright, and it was a 4-pound pork loin. Took 2 hours and 6 minutes. I started this a little late, so probably about 2 hours, 10, 20 minutes to get it to the right temp. I held the pit between 220, and it did dip over 300 that one time, but not for very long. I choked her back down. The key is to have one of these, especially when you're cooking on a stick burner, the ready check, internal pit temp, and then of course your meat temp. But pit temp is so important, especially when you're talking about something like pork loin. This is what's left of the logs. For a 2-hour cook, you know, I added 2 little sticks in there just to get the fire going. That big log is reduced down to what you see there. But pretty good, efficient cook. And it didn't take a whole lot of fussing with. I was able to get a lot of work done. As you can see, my wood pile over there is done. All my wood's split up, stacked, ready to go, be seasoned. It's about 6 o'clock, and I cannot wait till the trees get full of leaves, the lake fills up with water, and the calm of the lake returns back to boat motors, birds, and good time. And yes, I do use a jack to drain my barbecue pit of water all the way. If I'd have welded that thing in, it would drain all the water without any problems, but because I had to use the nut. Alright, we've let this rest for about 40 minutes. We'll go ahead and slice her up. piece out. Look at it. Oh yeah, perfect. That's what you want. Clear juice. The internal temp at 145. And this thing is moist as can be. If the pork loin you're having is dried up and you haven't had good experience with it, you got to cook it to 140, let it rest, and you'll have perfect pieces that have plenty of moisture in them. You can see the juices on there. And that's the end piece. Usually the end piece would be the driest. But that is about as perfect a pork loin as you can get, if I don't say so myself. Hey, this is Eric with Eric's Barbecue and More. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button if you like the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Hey, cook yourself a pork loin. You'll thank me later.